Welcome everyone to the Bruce Sees All channel. These videos are going to be to help my revenue maintain while I'm being hacked on the channel. This was yesterday, but we're going to go to today, and we're not just going to look at the live counter of the video. We're going to look at the live counter, the heart of the channel, because just in case some of you think that I'm trying to trick you, this is the live counter, which says views for the last 48 hours. The date on top, right? This is so long the last 28 days, right? We're the 26th, and we're literally seeing my views go down. So what that's going to do, it's going to change everything. Social Blade, my channel. Look at the last video. Regular viewers are choosing to watch this video less often than usual, contributing to 15% fewer views as I watch the counters roll down. And again, this is day 6. I warned YouTube, and all I'm getting are people claiming my work as theirs. So what I'm doing is I'm just counter-attacking them, taking them down, whatnot, and I'm winning. It's just time-consuming. Look at the sending feedback, what happens. Jams, numbers shoot down. It's continual. This is continually happening each day. It's going to be a week tomorrow that I've been hacked, and YouTube has not replied to me. No excuse today since we're Monday. I actually believe the hackers are probably holding my messages back from being able to be seen. A lot of jealous trolls. Oh boy, are they ever jealous. I'm showing so much exposure about the moon and the possible civilization that is on the moon. If you're just arriving to the channel, after having listened to what I'm going to say in this video, you are going to want to watch my videos to see exactly who I am and exactly if I'm holding my end of the truth. I've been showing things, absolutely amazing things on the moon and in space, and I'm lucky. And if I'm lucky and want to share all my luck even while I'm being hacked, it's true, you know, it's lucky. I'm very lucky to see all these things. I'm blessed. All my life I've had spiritual encounters. For some it's dread. Well, I live with it, and I actually know and starting to know many others that also do too. I've come up with some very interesting theories. I've also, without being a prophet, have been able to predict things so long, science, and based on my findings and my documentation and on my own research. I'm self-taught, right? But being self-taught doesn't mean I'm outside of the system and not using the system's tools. I'm doing the exact same thing everyone in space, the pros, are doing to research and to view space. The only difference is I have very little apparatus compared to the size of their mirrors, but still, it doesn't matter. There is no limit to how far any telescope of any size could magnify. It's infinite, my friends. Endless, right? You could zoom up on an image and get the most details in it, more than someone else does the way they show it, depending on technique. But you can't go into the houses of the image. That's the ideal. But as for magnification, you can get in really close. While you guys and gals are watching this, I'll be outside filming the sun before that incredibly hurricane-like storm comes over my house. It's probably hitting me right now. And again, I'm not going to hide it. Don't have to be a prophet. You all told me yourselves. The sun is going to cause major storms. But add climate change in that. How the heat has to try to get away from the surface and interacts with the cold air and comes back down in precipitation. So if the solar flares at that moment are occurring, and if the moon is full, could you imagine the energy, the magnetism? And that's exactly what's being affected around Earth, is the magnetosphere. Check it out. This is, on a better note, a triangular object. On the left is not mine. It's the Jeremy Corbell leaked one. But on the right is a capture that I caught during the solar eclipse here a couple of years ago. And, you know, why would they be spraying on the moon? Seeing these things, of course, makes my channel very controversial. But if you're just arriving to the channel, I'm skimming through some of the coolest captures. And on the surface, there is a square light lighting up and, yes, taking off. And of course, I've showed it before. This light takes off from the same area, thus leaving me to believe that possibly not necessarily in the moon, but they could be on the surface taking off so they can hide in the lights. This light's changing directions, and you see other spherical lights. And of course, when we say spherical, everything far away is spherical, right? Okay, let's understand that. It's the light, right? Except this one has a shape and is changing directions. And of course, all the smokes and the hazes on the surface, and it gives us a glimpse of the surface exactly. This one changes direction by firing up on the right and taking off drastically on the left, just like a drastic left turn, like a 90-degree angle. Only seen once. So, most of my amazing captures were only seen once or twice or three times maximum, because these are things that obviously are hidden. Like this UFO fleet, Mare Fecunditatis. We're not going to hide it. We can see it very well. It's underneath. Top of the moon. That's what we're looking at as it's going by upwards, going from down to upwards in the middle of the afternoon, a UFO fleet. So these are also things that they obviously didn't want me to talk about. But you see, I'm sort of like, it's like the Twilight Zone for me, and probably many of you that have been following me since the beginning, because when I started 20 years ago myself looking, and when the internet came up and I started looking for UFO files and videos and live footage, there's not much. And whatever's there, the amazing ones, well, wow, they went and got 10, 20 million views. They always do, seems to me. And the amount of people that shared my channel, like Nu Snekados and Planeta Snekados, an amazing channel. He is there daily, posts more videos than me, amazing illustrations. He has an incredible community. He calls his community his family, and it really is, and he goes to town. He talked about my research. It got attention. Obviously it's helping, but the attention that it gets, it's surprising how it, remains low. And when I started realizing that the subs are being kept down and people are being unsubbed and your likes are being taken off, before I realized all that, it took a long time. I don't just spend my time sitting down looking at the counters. This is a UFO arriving with another UFO arriving to the moon, and they go underneath that haze or atmospheric disturbance on the surface, whatever it may be, clouds maybe, and we could see it. Here's another thing, the sun. They don't like us talking about the sun. Talking about it is no problem, but actually showing something, and me, you know me, I like showing that all the details. There's clouds going in front of it. It's not following the camera. The sun's going the opposite ways. There's a whole bunch of different things that are occurring here, and it's proof that they do not like. The sun causes a lot of clouds also on Earth, and so does the moon. The moon, it makes it rain like crazy when the moon is full. Here, directional changes, y'all. What do you think of that? The recent one you just saw, and this one, who's what, a year, maybe 2 years old, this one now? Maybe not quite 2 years old, but it's getting there. They get up fast, right? It's a directional change, a clear, real directional change from the same satellite-like lights that everyone tells me, some of the trolls, that it's satellites taking a drastic directional change. This is definitely something they don't want people to see. For whatever the reason, I decided to talk to this guy, and that when my family members passed away in a tragic accident, I just started having a connection to the other side, let's just say, keeping it basic, but I just trying to share the beautiful findings. It's scary, but I think of things and they occur in the sky. Often they do, and whether it be coincidence or not, there's nothing wrong with showing it and trying to experiment. So long, this is what I believe. But people in the past that have experimented, they get shunned, they get laughed at. And I'm not comparing myself to any amazing inventors there, or like my mentor himself, Nikola Tesla. But to each his own, and no matter how big or small your projects are, there's always someone that will be trying to, take away your chance at becoming the big shit. As they say that I am not. So, and I'm not trying to be, by the way. It's just that the footage is amazing. The captures are amazing. I'm lucky to be able to capture and share them, and nothing less than just quite simply something really beautiful. Now, look at this one. UFOs all over the sky. This one took off like a bat out of hell right beside the slow UFO I was filming. And when you have an infrared camera and you film birds, they don't go at that speed. And of course, distance all depends. Yes, if it's crossing right by your screen, a couple of hundred of feet away, of course it's going to go by fast. Duh. Everyone knows that. We're not going to hide that. But the luminosity of it, birds don't light up like satellites at all. They're gray. And sometimes they could be a bit more bright, but they're definitely not sparkling. Not the ones I've ever seen. And I don't know if you know it, ducks are big. I also want to really thank each and every one of you for being here and watching the videos. Also, Paul Barrett, Turgi Micklin, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Dorothy Brandis, and Stephen Porter. Guys, thanks a lot. The system doesn't have to take me down. They know, amongst ourselves, we will fight together.
Doesn't matter cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming soon.